On behalf of A Drink With and Mark Levinson, thank you for being here.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Congratulations on your debut album. I love what you said in a recent interview, that you realize love is easy and not complicated. What? Yeah. What led to that shift?
Stability, you guys.
Right? What led to that different perspective on love and life, and what was the shift?
Well, I fell in love with someone that is not toxic, which is really great. I think for me, I didn't grow up with a lot of good examples of healthy relationships, and when you grow up, you realize that like a lot of shows depict love as this very dramatic, chaotic situation. You grow up and you're like, oh, what's Mr. and Mrs. Smith? And you're like, oh, that's love, got it, check. And then you start dating people and finding habits in people, and then habits in yourself. And then it just takes you growing from that relationship and seeing the perspective from outside of it, and then falling in love with somebody that meets you halfway always, and like nurtures that and grows with you. And it's, really important. And it's so great, you guys. You should try it.
Should try a healthy relationship.
It's awesome.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. And you've probably heard, as we all know, you've penned these hit songs for nearly a decade for Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Gwen Stefani. And just knowing that vulnerability leads to the best songs, why do you think artists are so comfortable opening up to you, and what's that secret sauce to get people to open up?
To be honest, I don't know. I think I'm just like very disarming, because I'm just like, it's me, It's like, it's just like awkward. I think writing comes with just a really big level of trust, and I think that when people come to write with me, they know that I really respect what we do and know that I'm going to write with them and I'm going to keep everything there until obviously the whole world hears it. But I'm not the kind of person that goes into a room and then goes into another room and they're like, oh my God, and then she said this. I think trust and communication, and it takes a lot of it, because you're working with somebody that you've never worked with before, and they're trusting you to tell their story and help tell their story in a meaningful way. And it's sort of a lot of pressure in the beginning, but then once you sort of break that barrier and then you have that together, then you start to want to just do it together all the time. Yeah. It's like, okay, this works really well together. I don't want to do this with anybody else, and vice versa.
Can you tell when a song is going to be a hit?
No.
Okay. It's just, you love everyone. You hope everyone is going to, okay.
Yes. You can tell.
Everyone's a hit.
Thanks.
Right.
No, you can tell when something feels like a little bit special, but I can't tell. I can't call it.
So I'm excited to hear about your partnership with Mark Levinson, and I'm curious how the art of listening plays a role in your work.
I mean, that's my whole career, that's just what it is. When I started performing, I write really honest music, and it's an acquired taste, what I like to say, and a lot of my lyrics require you to really listen and take it in.
Would you say you are in a state of flow when you're in the studio, and where it's like time disappears and you're just in this ultimate zone of creativity and focus? Is that kind of what it feels like?
Absolutely, yeah. Writing for me is it's just my happy place. It's the place where I feel, I think a lot of the time for me, I used to not feel like I had much of a voice, in my personal life, and so when I would go to write songs, that was the place that I really found a lot of my power, and so it was the place that I wanted to be the most, because I could say whatever I wanted in whatever way that I wanted, and know that it was coming from me, and I just felt like myself in the room. So I still do that. I still walk into the room, and I still put on the headphones and I still close my eyes and I still just like free-form verbal vomit on the mic and hope something good happens, you know?
Quite a few of your songs have been written fairly fast. So what stars need to align for that to happen?
I think for me, you know, there's so many different ways of writing. There's so many, you know, and like some people take a more mathematical approach and some people are more of the heart and some people, you know, it's so different. And I think for me, sometimes first instinct always feels the best because I'm not algorithmic at all. I really just like write what I feel. And so because of that, I think it can come relatively fast. And so some of my songs have been written in 45 minutes. Actually, I think we wrote Sorry in like 45 minutes. And then, you know, some others take a little bit longer. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like just like from the heart is
Yeah.
just so much better. It feels so much better.
What are you working on now? What can you share with us? What's to come? What's the next chapter now that this debut album is out?
Yeah, I just recently started working on more music for myself, which is
Woo!
yeah, it's really exciting, and it's fun because I don't plan on it, and then something will happen where I'll write something where I'm like, this feels like the start of something, and just sort of go from there. But I'm in my I like to say that I'm a little bit of Batman and Bruce Wayne at the same time because I write for other people and for myself. So I'm in that right now. I'm like writing with a lot of very wonderful people right now, and then also writing for myself. So.
Okay. This has been such a pleasure to get to know you.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you for being here, and thank
Of
you
course.
everyone
Thank
for
you
coming
all
to this
for coming.
drink.
So I'll see you
Well-
all tonight.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers everybody here.